Look, it's happening. There is nothing that I can do about it. There's nothing that I can do to stop it. The wheels are moving. Jadon Sancho most likely is going to join United. And look, if United don't fork out the 81.5 mil that I believe is now the agreed fee, then I think United fans should rat because 81.5 for someone as good as Sancho, that is a freaking steal. Yes, I'm disappointed that Chelsea won't have him, but you just have to accept things and Chelsea just have to move on. So good luck to Sancho. And I think for United, you have a guy who I vouch for, an extremely skilled player, super talented, amazing ability, and could truly be a future star. But here's the thing though. Will Sancho flourish under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer? So that's not even a Man United thing. It's an Ole Gunnar Solskjaer thing. It's a management thing. It's a vision thing. It's how he's going to be utilized. So for him moving to United under Solskjaer, is this the best thing to improve his career? That's the thing. I'm keeping it a stack. So that's not even me hating because for United, it's great. Shout to the Caucasian Usain Bolt, Daniel James, but he ain't it. Greenwood is good. But for me, I think Sancho is a better version of Greenwood and a much effective version of Greenwood. I think Greenwood is still a guy who's got raw, amazing ability. Two-footed, great ball control, very, very sharp and clean with how he moves the ball. But I just think that his effective consistency still needs to be worked on. Look at the amount of assists and goals that he's getting for Dortmund. Look at how important Sancho is to Dortmund. Remember, Sancho is a guy who he can play on the right, he can play in the center. So for United, it has to be done. Like this deal has to be done because I think this is their record fee, but 81.5 in this market where we have a French side chick going for 120 or 130 or so forth, and we have a keeper called Kepa going for 70 plus mil. I think you can afford 81. But the thing though is, let's just keep it real. Is will Ole Gunnar Solskjaer know how to play him? Is he going to go into a team that plays that kind of sexy football that benefits him? Is he going to be given the freedom and the instructions that will show pretty much the best of him? Because what was good about him and Dortmund was the team works for him. The system worked for him. And personally for me, just from a footballing tip, I think it would have been amazing and great if Dortmund kept a hold of him, Haaland, as well as Jude Bellingham, who I think the three of them are truly quality players. But look, it's a big move for Sancho, and I think for Sancho, he maybe feels that he's served his time in Germany, and this is the critical question that he has to ask himself is, are you ready to make that step? Because Dortmund is an orphanage. Let's get it real. It's an orphanage where it's a holding pattern where you go there to develop your skills, and once you're ready, you move on. But I think him now going to Man United, there's going to be an expectation. There's going to be the pressure and the expectation to like, all right, this is a team that have been suffering a lot, that were at the mountaintop and have now almost gone down to the basement, have now won a trophy was 2-3 years now. So you coming in under a massive spotlight, the focus will be on you to be that inspirational figure to, Villarreal, we need someone to change the game. Boom. Pogba couldn't, Bruno couldn't, Greenwood, Rashford couldn't. Sancho, can you now change the game in that FA Cup semi? Can you change the game in that game against in an Europa Cup final? Can you not change the game in a CL last game, group game? This is the game needed for us to now advance to the round of 16. Can you know the win against City, Liverpool? Can now unlock that Burnley defense, unlock that Southampton defense, because we need those 3 points to keep pressure at the top of the table. Those are the questions that Sancho will have to answer because, as we've seen in the last 3 years, United States have not answered those questions, hence why they've been trophyless. So we just have to wait and see. But look, man, I'll say this. This is all I'll say. I like Sancho. Sancho is one of my favorite players because he plays the game the way I like the game to be played, because he has that kind of sauce and swag that I think is missing from football. I don't want that swag to be taken away. And I don't want a situation where he now comes in as United and for some reason I'm like, wait a minute, this guy I saw at Dortmund, I don't see for United. Hence why that's my fear of Sancho for England is I know how good he is, but in a different system, specifically under different instructions, will we see that same dude? So those are my questions, man. Guys, like the vid, subscribe, and remember, click the link below to join my Euro 2020 Fantasy League. Deadline is June 11th. Make sure you join that 2020 Fantasy League and let's have some fun this summer. One love.